You know, the casual rider shouldn't have to go out and spend, you know, $300 on a helmet and another $250 on a communication system for the kind of riding that we do, right? We just want to hear the radio from time to time and make a call or listen to our GPS. So SENA has created one helmet at a good price that combines a really good safe helmet with communication systems from SENA, all in one helmet that doesn't break the bank. It's called the SENA Outrush R. I want to tell you about that it has the built-in communication system. Now, what does that mean, built-in communication system? So, with this SENA, with the system, you have access. It's Bluetooth, so you have access to your phone. And so as you're riding, you can listen to music from your phone. As you're riding, you can take calls from your phone. You can set it up to where you speak into your phone if you have Google or what's the Apple version? Siri. You can talk to them and have them do things for you that way. You can also listen to your navigation. So the noises that your phone make will come through the headsets here. It has a built-in headset and it has a built-in microphone, if you can see that there as well. The SENA Outrush R. So let's talk about the Outrush R. First, let me give you a little background about SENA. You know, they've been making communication systems for a long time now. But now they're starting to make helmets. Not starting, they've done it for a long time. They have several different kinds of helmets. They started out with, in the Outrush series, the Outrush. And it was only out for about a year, and the communication system that had a little knob on it, and it was kind of clunky, and it wasn't great. And it was only out about a year before this one came out, which actually leads me to believe that they were probably already working on this one, but they needed to get to the market with that helmet, and so they put that one out with some stuff they already had or whatever. But this one has turned out to be a much better helmet than that one. And now it's been out for quite a while. They just released the Outrush, which is a slightly different version. It has, instead of a Bluetooth communication system like this one has, it has a mesh communication system, which is the system that they use on all of their other communications that they sell that will allow you to hook up different riders in a much better way. This one, the Bluetooth version, it's pretty good at connecting to your phone. For me and a rider and just riding around, it's really good. I hear okay, everything sounds great, and I connect to my phone seamlessly. If my rider has a helmet that's similar, we can also connect to each other, and it is through an intercom system, and that works pretty well. These are supposed to hook up about 4 different helmets, they say. But I haven't seen anybody that's done it really successfully. It's just a little clunky. So that's why I say this is entry level. This is an inexpensive way to get in, but it's not the highest quality kind of thing that you're going to get. Now, it's pretty good. I mean, the speakers, I ride an O2 Twin Cam 88 Road King with just the windshield, and I've got stock exhaust. I've got slip-on Vance and Hines, so I'm not the loudest motorcycle out there, but I'm not quiet either. And when I ride at full throttle with this on and I've got the music playing, I can hear just fine. If somebody calls, I can hear just fine. Now, it's not super loud, but I can hear it enough to do what it is that I need to do, right? And so these are now made by SENA. They first started making them through a third-party company, just putting the SENA signature on them, the SENA logo on them. But I believe they have since purchased that company that was making them so that that company couldn't make other helmets. This helmet may look familiar to you. It's the same one that Harley, if it's got the Harley at a Harley Davidson shop, it's got Harley printed across there, but it's the exact same helmet. And I don't remember the name of it, but there was another helmet that that the manufacturer made. It's not SENA, but it's exactly the same helmet. And so now that they purchased their manufacturing company, I think they don't have to worry about exact same helmets being out there. They make a lot of different helmets. They make full-faced helmets with communication systems and modular helmets like this one with communication systems, and half helmets, and even three-quarter helmets, and even half helmets with communications involved. And they got all kinds of different things. This is sort of their entry-level version. They have one now that has a camera on the front and all that. You can spend a lot more money. And then they've come out just now with the Outrush R, like I said, has the mesh system in it instead of Bluetooth. It's not 2206. I'll tell you what that means here in a minute. The safety rating doesn't have the same safety rating as this helmet. It's a little bit heavier. I don't know if I'll carry that one, but if I do, I will do a video on that one as well. So let's talk about this helmet though, and let's just see what the features are. By the way, I'll list the price of this helmet in the comments. I don't want to say it because it's going to go out of style. I mean, it'll be, you know, if I ever change it, then this video will be old. But I'll put it down there in the comments. But I'll tell you, it's a hell of a lot cheaper than buying a helmet and a communication system together. It's going to save you 100, 150 bucks, something like that, doing it this way. Okay, what do I love about this helmet? First of all, the style. Look at that. That is just a pretty helmet. I mean, there's no one's going to argue that that's, you know, unattractive, that's too bubbly or too round or whatever. It fits close to your head. It's just pretty, right? So I enjoy the styling of the helmet, even when it's up. It's not it's not terrible. You know, we don't like to ride with them up, but it's a pretty helmet. The colors that it comes in. Let's talk about the array of colors that this helmet comes in. First of all, you can get it in this sort of a matte black. You can get it in white. And that's it. So that's it. Those are the two colors that this thing comes in. But that's done on purpose, right? Because they're trying to make this stay affordable for the average rider that wants Bluetooth, wants to be able to listen to their phone in their helmet. And so to keep the price down, they're just offering two different colors. I told you I was going to tell you about the safety. This is called 2206. Now, everybody knows about the DOT-approved helmet, right? They're better than the little crappy novelty pieces of plastic we used to put on our heads. DOT-approved helmets are considerably safer, but it's also sort of an old standard, and they test on sort of one little impact point. It has to sustain itself and all that. But 2205 came out several years ago that tested even better, but now 2206 is out, and it is a considerably better testing system for helmets, for motorcycle helmets. It tests impact in several different places. It tests the ability of the helmet to not transfer shear forces. So if you get your helmet turned fast like that, it doesn't transfer it down to your head to where your head is. In other words, the helmet spins a little bit on your cranium, so it doesn't put that spin on your head. So it's currently the safest, in my opinion, the safest category have 2206, and this helmet has that, which is fantastic for the price that you can get this helmet for. So the safety is there. It's got some vents on it, as you can see. The top vent opens and closes. The chin mount has a open and close on the chin, and then it's got these two. Can you kind of see through them? I don't know if you can, but this is an air vent that passes through there, and it's passive. So what that is, it's sort of like a chimney. You know, when you build a house, you put the chimney up, the wind blows across the chimney, and that pressure pulls the air up, and it comes in through, you know, it pulls the smoke up out the chimney. But if you close the flue, then the pressure stops and it doesn't pull the air out of your house anymore. And this is very, very similar. This is a passive system, blows air past through there. It creates a suction, which then draws air in through your other vents. If your other vents are closed, well, then it doesn't draw air in. Very easy to open and close. It's just on and off. There's no stages. It's just on and off. And the same with this one up front, just on and off. So it's got pretty good air movement as far as I'm concerned. I use this helmet right now. It has a removable liner, so you know, a lot of the problems we've had with helmets is they get stinky, man. They just kind of, after a while, they get kind of gross. And so you can pop all of this stuff out and either replace it, you can just go buy the replacement parts, or hand wash them, let them dry, and put them right back in. I'm not going to do it because it's a pain in the ass to get them out and in and all that, but it does do it when it's time for you to do it. And if you could see it opened up, you would see all of the channels that are built into the foam just under the outside. So underneath those pads, there are channels which takes this air through here and out the other vents, kind of moves the airflow through you. But those are all removable and you can take them out. It's also got a quick release chin strap. Can you see that? It's got the one where you just snap it in and now you're connected, and then you just pull the cord and it unconnects. You know, I like it. A lot of people are complaining about it. They like the old D-rings, and I've been riding for 50 years, so we had the D-rings, of course, and then I don't know, it's just cumbersome. Yeah, they'll probably stay on better. I don't know. These are pretty secure, but you know, you're riding with your buddies, and everybody's leaving the filling station, and you're like, hold on just a second, let me get my. Well, this is just a lot quicker and a lot easier and a lot. It's better. I like it a lot better. And if paramedics come and need to get this helmet off of you, it's a lot easier for them to do that than go through the D-ring, honestly. So I kind of like that. So it's got this external wind visor. It's clear. you can replace it. You can get a shaded one if you want to. One thing I like about it, well, there's two things I really like about this one. One is it's got a little thumb pull on both sides, so either hand will open up that visor for you. See that one, two, either side? I kind of like that. It's pin lock ready. Are you guys familiar with pin lock? Pin lock is a system that if you ride in a lot of cold weather and you hate your windshield fogging up, you can put an interior piece that snaps in, and it kind of creates that little air gap in there and keeps it helps keep it from fogging up. And this is ready for that pin lock system. It doesn't have one. You can buy one, about 40 bucks or whatever, to snap in there. So it's pin lock ready. Then the other thing I like about this is it's got what, 1, 2, 3, 4 different stages of where you lift this helmet visor up. But that last stage is just a little bit open. It's got just a crack. So it's down, it's just barely open. And so when I'm getting a foggy windshield, you can just crack it just a little bit, and a little bit of air comes through without freezing you out. But then you can listen, one more click, and you can close it all the way down. And so most of them have either closed, or you have to open it to that first click. So you got a big gap in there. And you try to close it down, it closes all the way up. This one has that little gap, and then that satisfying little click there at the end. I love that about this visor. Easy and quick to remove and replace if you want to put a dark one on it, but you don't really have to because it's got the visor built in as well. And the one thing I like about this visor, I was riding with a Scorpion helmet, I think, and as I would put the visor up and then I would go down the road and it would jostle, that visor would come down. But this one has another little click. Listen, if I put it up, there's another little click and it locks it up, and so it stays up there and it doesn't jumble and come down on it as you're riding, which is a big deal. It is of course modular. It's got a little button right here that opens it up. 2206 I told you about is a safety feature. They test these helmets with the visor up and with the visor down, and it passes those safety checks in both ways. I cannot encourage you to ride your motorcycle in this configuration. I think it's dangerous. I don't think you should do it. Your face is exposed. If you're going to have a modular helmet, then my God, ride with it down like it's supposed to. But it is modular, and you can lift that up, which is great when you're at the filling station and you're just, you're pumping your gas, or you're paying at or you're going in to buy something. You don't have to take your whole damn helmet up. You just lift that up. Yeah, I look like a goofball when I'm walking around with my helmet in this configuration. We all do. Yeah, it's goofy, but it saves a lot of time. Don't have to put it on, especially if you wear earplugs and you've got a helmet beanie underneath there, and what a pain in the ass. Just lift it up. So that's what the modular thing does for you. It's super sweet. I love having it modular. The microphone and the speakers are not bad. They're not top quality, but they're not crap either. I mean, SENA makes a good communication system, and like I said, I can hear my speakers even when I'm out on my Road King without I don't have a whole lot of wind protection on that Road King, and I can still hear just fine. So the speakers and the microphone are pretty good. When I talk to somebody on the phone through my bike, they don't even realize that I'm on the motorcycle. They say it sounds like I'm on the cell phone. So that's pretty sweet. The interface is Bluetooth. Like I said, it's not mesh. The upgraded one goes to mesh, but the upgraded mesh also costs a lot more money. So we're trying to keep this cheap for the rider that just rides every now and then, but wants to have all that stuff available to him. This was a good interface. It is a Bluetooth interface, and the buttons are big enough that even with my gloves I can reach up there and feel the buttons. So like 2 buttons, the front 2 turn it on, and then volume up and volume down, and answer the phone is in the middle, and you can kind of reach up there and feel all that. It is actually pretty nice to do it that way. Pretty easy to do. It's got a little door that opens here, and that's where you charge the helmet and the communication system. You can also plug in. There's a software that you download that you can update the software. If they update the software, you'll be able to do that online through plugging it in there as well. Some people think that's cumbersome, because you have to leave your helmet plugged in somewhere. But honestly, it's better than having to take the batteries out of the inside and plug them in and swap them out. I like this a lot better. I think it's much more user friendly to have it like that. And some people complain that it's on the outside of the helmet. Some of these are sometimes built into the helmet, for some, you know, prettier lines. But then you got to, like you said, you got to get in there and get to it to charge it up and all that kind of stuff. I like it. It's nice and pretty and compact, and it just barely sits there. I think it's a good way of doing that. So what do I think about this helmet? I like it. Like I said, I ride with it right now, especially when it's cold. I'm in a half helmet kind of guy when it's not cold. But when it starts getting chilly, I put this on, and it makes all the difference. I look for weather for sure. But then I start getting used to it. I like to have that phone in my ear and all that kind of stuff, and be able to listen to the music in the winter when I'm riding with this, because generally I don't have any music on my Road King at all. So that's pretty good. It is entry level. This is good for just the average rider that wants to have all that stuff available to him. If you want to blow your eardrums out with loud music, this isn't for you. You know, you need to go get another version. I'm sure you can swap out the speakers if you wanted to, but sweet little helmet. I think it's great. I've got several of them here in a bunch of different sizes. If I don't have your size or your color, I can just drop ship it right to you, and look up in the comments there, and I'll tell you how much this thing costs. But it'll surprise you. And the Outrush R by SENA. Come and see me. I'll get you one.